the smell of oil mixed with the crisp morning air. A small plane sat on the runway, its propeller waiting. The young woman standing beside it felt a mix of fear and excitement. Her name was Clara Maxwell, and she was about to do something no woman had ever done before. She was going to fly across the vast ocean, alone. In those days, the sky was mostly for men. People believed women were too delicate, too emotional to handle the dangers of aviation. But Clara did not listen to these whispers. Since childhood, she had dreamed of the clouds. She spent hours reading about flying machines. She studied maps and learned about engines. Her heart beat with a desire to touch the sky. She wanted to prove that courage knew no gender. Her dream was not easy. Many laughed at her. Others tried to stop her. Even some close friends worried about her safety. The journey she planned was long and incredibly dangerous. It was a truly daunting task. Storms could appear suddenly. The engine could fail. There were no easy rescues in the middle of the sea. But Clara's spirit was strong. Her determination to succeed burned brightly within her. She prepared for months. Every detail was important. She checked the plane's wings. She filled the fuel tanks. She packed only essential tools and a small amount of food. On the day of her flight, a small crowd gathered. They watched with wide eyes. Some prayed for her. Others just shook their heads, unable to believe what they were seeing. Clara climbed into the cockpit. She put on her leather helmet and goggles. The engine sputtered, then roared to life. The plane began to move. Slowly, it picked up speed. Then, with a gentle bump, it lifted into the air. The ground grew smaller and smaller. Soon, only the vast blue ocean stretched out below her. The first few hours were peaceful. The sun shone brightly. The plane flew steadily. Clara felt a great sense of freedom. She was a true pioneer, charting a new path. But as the day turned into night, the weather changed. Dark clouds appeared on the horizon. The wind grew stronger. The plane began to shake. A fierce storm hit. Rain lashed against the windshield. Lightning flashed across the sky. Clara fought to control the plane. She pulled the controls. She pushed them. The compass spun wildly. She had to navigate through the dark, turbulent skies with only her instruments and her instinct. Hours passed like an eternity. Each gust of wind felt like a giant hand pushing her down. Doubt began to creep into her mind. Was this too much? Could she really do it? She thought about all the people who believed in her. She thought about the girls and women who watched her, hoping for inspiration. Her purpose became clear again. She was not just flying for herself. She was flying for everyone who had ever been told no. Her determination helped her push through the fear. Slowly, the storm began to lessen. The rain softened. The clouds started to break apart. A faint light appeared in the east. It was the sunrise. With the new light, new hope filled her heart. She checked her fuel. It was very low. She needed to find land soon. She peered through the clearing sky, searching. Then, a tiny dark line appeared far away. It was land. A wave of relief washed over her. She guided the plane towards it, her hands tired but steady. The landing strip was small and bumpy, but she brought the plane down smoothly. It rolled to a stop. Silence filled the air for a moment. Then, a few people who had been waiting rushed forward. They cheered loudly. They clapped. Clara climbed out of the cockpit, her body stiff but her eyes shining. She had done it. She had flown across the ocean, a feat few had accomplished, and no woman before her. Her flight was more than just a journey. It was a message. It showed the world that women were strong. They were capable. They could achieve anything they set their minds to. News of her flight spread quickly. Newspapers printed her story. People talked about her courage. Young girls everywhere heard about Clara Maxwell. They saw her as a hero. Clara continued to fly, breaking more records. But her greatest achievement was not just in the air. It was on the ground, in the hearts of others. She opened doors. She inspired countless women to follow their dreams, no matter how impossible they seemed. Her legacy was not just about flying planes. It was about flying higher than expectations. It was about showing that the unknown was not something to fear, but an opportunity to change history.